Welcome to Stuck in My Mind podcast, the show where we dive into the mind of a regular guy on his road to self-discovery. You'll hear everyday people just like you share the latest topics, personal stories, and things they've learned along the way. And now, please welcome your host, Wise.
And welcome to another episode. I am your host, W-I-Z-E, and I have a very special guest on. He's an entrepreneur, an inspirational coach, a motivational speaker, an author, and he's working on doing his own podcast. Welcome to the show, Duke Lott. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm honored to be here, and thank you for having me. I've been waiting for this for a long time, man, and I'm just so excited and grateful. And thank you for your time, and I appreciate you. Love what you do, and just keep on doing it, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. So, Duke, tell us a little something about yourself, man.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm an author, motivational speaker, and I've been working with a lot of different people. And I'm all about discussing mental health issues that allow me to cross different demographics and cross races and cultures. But one of my main focuses is making sure that African American males reach out and talk to someone about any kind of mental health issues that they may have. I'm about building strong families, stronger relationships, and just trying to inspire people to reach out and help people and reach out to whoever you need to talk to get help.
Oh, and I'm big on mental health. That's one of the reasons I do what I do with my podcast, is because there's always been a stigmatism in the Black and brown community that if you showed any weakness, especially men, you was not a man.
Yes.
You couldn't cry, you couldn't go seek help to no one, you couldn't go talk to anyone because it was a taboo. You like, men don't do these things,
Hmm.
and it's not true. That's why many of us are broken nowadays, because we kept all that inside and not being able to talk to people and not being able to express how we feel and what we're going through. It builds up.
Oh yeah, I definitely went through that in my life. I mean, I come from a single parent home where my mother was the backbone of our family, and she was a strong Black lady. And I knew my father. My father was he was a good man, but he had his problems. And so they separated when I was young, and it made life difficult in some stages. But I know one of the things that helped me out was being able to receive some therapy and go talk to a counselor, and to be able to talk about my issues and what I was going through as a kid. So, just a little bit about me. I'm a survivor of childhood abuse. Um, I went through some experiences uh, uh, that were very traumatic. Um, but I was able to receive therapy and go to counseling that allowed me to open up and speak about the things that I was going through. And through that, I was able to, get to the other side. But one of the things that happened in that progression was I struggled with a few things uh, that allowed me to um, be able to help somebody and know that there's people struggling with alcohol, drug addiction, sexual abuse, verbal, physical. So I'm all about making sure that we receive help on all levels and just trying to help as many people as I can.
No, you're absolutely right, man. It's been crazy because when I'm 46 now. I'll be 46 this year, I think, something like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, but when I was 31, I lost my wife in a car accident,
Hmm.
and I had been with her since I was 21. And so like that's my first years of adulthood. I was with my wife, and to lose her, it sent me spiraling, and it sent me down a path where I was very self-destructive. And then when I was in that self-destructive phase, so many other negative things happened. I reconnected with my dad just to lose him. Like I reconnected with him after 25 years of not knowing him, to reconnect with him and go visit him Father's Day weekend. And a year after my wife had passed, I reconnected with my dad and lose him. He passes away. I see him Friday. That Saturday morning, he passes away. And it just triggers a bunch of years where I lose people really close to me.
Yes.
And for many years, I was angry.
Right.
I blamed. I was like, and then one morning I woke up and realized, like, why am I so angry over things I can't control?
Yes.
I'm upset and destroying my life and going down a path that if if I had, what could I have done different that would
Right.
have changed these nothing. And so for me to just be angry and hurting myself,
Yeah.
I woke up and like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me. So I went, sought the help that I needed, spoke to counselors, did what I had to do,
Yes.
and just started putting piecing back my life together. And
Right.
what I thank God was that my wife had already started me on my path to self-discovery. So I that
Yes.
kind of helped me in the healing process, because she already had implanted those thoughts that,
Hmm.
listen, you control your environment, you control your emotions, you do all these things. And so when I when I started applying those things finally after years
Yeah.
of being down the path that I was, things started shifting.
Yes.
Life
I
started shifting in a much better way.
I know exactly what you're saying, man. For a lot of years in my life, um, I didn't realize I was angry. That's how mine was. I thought I was happy and thought I was going through things, and until you know things started to change, and I started to talk about it, and I started to receive the help that I needed to get. I realized, like, man, I'm pretty upset. I'm angry, man. Like, and it was just, um, it took someone to bring that out. So for me, um, it was about trying to voice it and talk about it, and then being open to receiving help. And I think that's a lot of times, I think that's in the African American community, a lot of us, um, we keep things in and we don't voice them, and then they come out in different ways. They come out in alcoholism, they come out in drug addiction, they come out in uh, sexual ways, they come out in so many different ways. So for me, um, I did a lot of work in the inner city and working with at-risk youth. And when you deal with at-risk youth, for me, it was I was working with kids that were like me, and it was like, I got to try to do something to help these people that people consider at risk. And um, it's just a beautiful thing to be able to touch a kid, to be able to say, hey, you know, I've been through some of the things that you're going through, and let's see if we can help each other. Because I'm one of those that believe that when you help people, you receive strength. And I've received a lot of strength for working with um, youth and adults. And um, the thing that's important to me is that I know everyone needs help at some point, and I'm willing to be diversified and to be able to say, hey, you know, I don't just want to work with this section, this section. I want to touch as many people as I can and help as many people out that would like help. So I love your story, man. I didn't know that about you, and that's so refreshing to hear because, um, you know, uh, that's something that unless people know your story, they wouldn't know that, and that's
And that's
great
why I
for
do
me to
it.
hear that.
And that's why I do my podcast is so that people could come and share their story. Like when
Hmm.
I first started, I didn't really share my story, but
Yeah,
then I'm like, I need to share my story. This is
right.
something that that shows people, listen, you can overcome adversity and
Hmm.
overcome things in your life that are devastating,
Yes.
and just be able to recover and get yourself back up. Like, listen, for I have been wanting to do the podcast since 2019,
Hmm.
and I was making excuses not to do it.
Yes.
I was holding myself back, and so in order for me to be like, I had to do it. It's like me sitting on the sidelines not doing it was failing. Like, one of the reasons I didn't want to do it was because I didn't want to fail,
Right.
but I had already been failing because I didn't do it.
Okay.
So the moment I decided to press record and get out of my own way and step out of my comfort zone and be able to record and start growing, building my confidence, that's where the seed was planted, and things started going where I figured out my passion, my purpose, which is like
Yes.
yours, is to help people, is to
Yes.
give the people that voice to come out and be able to share their story and help people build and grow themselves. Because if it's one person who listens to one episode and it's like, yo, I need that, I needed that, I needed to
Yeah.
hear that.
And
Sometimes,
that's what it's all about.
sometimes you already know what you need to do, but you
Yeah.
need to hear it from someone else.
Right.
And
Hey, that's
like,
what it's all about, man. Because
yeah,
it's like, if you can reach one, then you done the job. And what you said is so powerful because a lot of people, they don't want to share that story, man. They don't want to talk to somebody. They don't want the audience to know, hey, I've been through this, I've been through that. And a lot of times people, they put up this facade and they put up this wall, and it's normal to put up that wall because, you know, who wants to be vulnerable unless you're ready to, you know? It took a while for me to be ready to be vulnerable about the situation that I was going through and the things that was happening to me because, I'm supposed to be this strong
yeah. That
black
was the
man, and
that was the problem. That was
yeah,
the problem,
yeah,
where it wasn't okay for us to come and share our feelings. It wasn't okay for us to express how to. It's like, if you show your feelings or emotions is a sign of weakness,
right,
but it's not. It's a sign of courage, that you're willing to show your vulnerability to others,
yeah,
that you're willing to show other people, like, hey, you. And that's why I do my podcast the way I do it, because I want people to see that I'm authentically myself.
yeah,
I don't want to put on no show, like you said. I don't want to put on a facade for anybody. I
right,
want to be able to live my true, authentic life. And this is therapy for me. This allows me to come on here and speak and release some of the stuff that I've had inside, and it allows people to come on and release some of the stuff that, and so it's just a blessing for me to be able to share these stories.
yes. Yeah, I totally agree because it's very therapeutic to be able to share it. And um, one of the things that I admire about you is that you work in different genres and different angles that allow you to touch different people. So whether it's books, whether it's radio, whether it's podcasts, whether it's art, you know, it allows you to cross sections that allow you to say, I've been there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And just for you to be able to say, I had to get out of my own way. And I think that's um, a lot of our problems, especially when it comes to therapy, is that you have to be willing to get out of your own way and just say, hey, you know, I'm gonna talk about it and see where it leads. And that's what it was for me, is just to be able to see where it led and see what door opened up in my mind that was able to be able to say, I'm gonna get out of the way.
It's amazing because doing the podcast has led me to coaching. Like I've taken courses on coaching, and I'm not saying that I'm going to be a coach, but I felt it was something I needed to do because of what my podcast was about.
Hmm.
And my podcast was about self development, self growth, mental
Yes.
health, coaching, entrepreneurship, all these different things.
Hey, being an
And
entrepreneur is a hard work, ain't it?
and actually and taking these courses benefit me because I'm learning about myself in the process
Yes.
of taking these coaching courses, because now I'm learning these principles and I'm applying it to myself. So being able to apply these things to myself has really helped me. Like my mindset has really been flipped. Has been like a switch has been flipped,
Yeah.
and so, like you said, I've got myself into a lot of different things, but that's because I want to be able to like touch many different genres, like you said. Like
Yeah.
I want we released 3 books actually. Um, we started the production company. We have
Yeah.
the internet radio station, and
Yeah.
these are all things that we worked. Me, my nephew, and my other partner Brandy, and we just have a vision for what we want to do.
Yes.
So
And
to be able to
that
share it
radio is
with,
hard work, ain't it?
oh man, programming a radio station is very difficult, and I've been slacking, so I need to get back on. But no, I really do. But it's at the same time, I'm trying to build it, trying to
Yeah.
get people to come who want the opportunity to be a radio personality, who wants to
Right.
have their show on the radio, or who wants to spin music on the radio. It's hard to find people who want to do it,
Yeah.
and then again, people is just
Hey,
it's
so check
time.
this out. I got a little radio story. So for me, um, okay, I've done country music radio. So, you know, the way life goes is that society says, okay, so for a black dude doing country music radio is kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like, but when I first started doing it, it was weird for me because I'm a music guy and I listen to music my whole life, but I love hip hop, I love blues, but I listen to everything, man. So when I started doing the country music thing, it was like, man, it opened up a different therapeutic type. Okay, so these guys are talking about this, and so I know radio is definitely it's difficult in some spots, especially when
Eh,
you're doing something that's out of what you normally would do.
yeah, I'm not in the entertainment business. I come from I'm a table games dealer at a casino.
Yeah.
I've never been. I've never had my own radio show. I've never been on TV. That wasn't me.
Okay.
But but when started recording my podcast,
Right.
I realized I had a voice. I
Right.
realized, and
Oh yeah.
so my thing was, who would want to listen to me? Who would want? And everybody be listening to me. And they were like, "Boy, what's wrong with you? Like, yo, you sound like you have that voice. You have that
Right.
radio voice."
Oh
And,
yeah.
and people would be like, "I don't know what you hear, but we hear something perfectly fine to us." But you know
Oh
how it
yeah.
is, man. When you hear yourself, you don't hear the same thing other people hear.
Right. See, I've been told that before too, and it's hard to hear what other people hear too. Um, I just had a friend of mine say that I should be doing voiceovers, and I was like, I was totally shocked to hear that, and it made me feel really good. It made my whole day, man. It was like, okay, so, you know, like people make careers out of doing voiceovers, but just to let you know, man, you do got the voice for it, so you good, man. You picked the right angle.
But no, I've done a couple of voiceovers, so it's
Yeah,
fun, man. It's a different experience. It's something like different and new, and I'm just happy that I'm found my purpose. I found what I want to
yeah,
do. I found that being able to help people share their message and provide them with a platform to be able to share it.
yeah.
It's this is what I'm supposed to do.
And
And
that's
then
where I'm at too. Is that um, I know this is what I'm supposed to do because it's an area of serving for me. Um, you know, people have different reasons of why they do their own podcasts and their own shows and whatnot. But for me, it's an area of serving, and it's an area of just trying to find as many people that want to talk about different things and that are about helping someone. See, I mean, I could go the angle of, the sports angle or this and that because I'm a sports guy. So,
bro. You
but
ain't
that's
got,
too easy for me,
yeah,
man.
bro.
That's too
Listen,
easy.
it for me, for me, it was that was my original idea was to do a sports podcast with a friend of mine. That's why I bought that little studio and everything. But
Right,
then life happened. Him and his girl got pregnant, so
right,
he didn't do the show. So
okay,
then 2020 comes, I get furloughed from work,
right.
and I have this equipment sitting here.
Yes,
And my nephew had already started his YouTube channel, so he's already doing that thing. And I'm like, screw it, let me just record. And
right.
that's what I did. I pressed record. I'm holding, and I didn't even have all the proper setup equipment. Like I had the mixer, I had the mic. I didn't have the setup I had now. I didn't have this boom arm here. I
Hmm.
had a mic on a stand, the mixer. I didn't even have the jack for the phone because I was talking to my nephew on the phone. So I
Hmm.
got the phone up to the mic so you could hear him speak. And that was my first episode, which was like 5 minutes long. It wasn't
Right.
even that long. So, but I re-released the first episode with the first 5 minutes. Is how it starts. No lie. It starts off with the first 5 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and then after it ends, I says, "All right, allow me to reintroduce myself."
My name is Ho.
But I didn't go to Hove. I went the WIZE route, and I go, "Let's go," and it just kicks into the intro that I played prior to this one,
Right.
and I just gave another 30, 40 minutes of content. So
Okay.
it was the episode is called Introduction, Reintroduction.
Right.
So to be able to do that was to show people the progression that I went. Like my nephew, when we first released that, he's like, "Yo, nah, we can't release that." It's like, why
Hmm.
not? Oh, because we need to sharpen up our skills. I was like, nah, people need to see where we come from
Right. Yeah.
to where we're at now.
And that's what it is. It's always a beginning, right? People don't see, they think, it just happens overnight. It don't go down like that, man. And that's what it is. It's a total progression of where you started, where you going, where you at. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of hard work into it. And that's one of the things I admire about you is that I know you put in some work, man, to be able to have the graphics you got, the content you have, the different angles that you are working on. It's definitely took some work for you to get that.
Bruh. It
And
was
I'm proud of you about
Yeah,
that,
man.
man.
Listen,
I'm proud of you about that,
it
brother.
was me record. Listen, I had to scale back, bro. I was recording probably 7, 8 episodes a week,
Ooh,
right?
yeah,
But it was right then. It was just strictly audio. Like in
okay,
September is when I switched over to video as well.
right,
But prior to that, it was just strictly audio, and there
right.
was sometimes a week, sometimes in a day, I would record 4 episodes.
Ooh,
And one day I did it, and by the fourth episode, when I was done, the dude was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Why?" He says,
okay,
"Because you still have nothing but energy."
yeah,
He's like, "If he, you just did 4 episodes and you still have energy to do a good show with me," and
right.
I was like, "Yeah, well, that's because I love what I'm doing, so
There you
it's not
go.
tiring.
Yeah,
I'm not tired of it. I don't." It's complete opposite when I get to speak to these people. When I speak to them, it energizes me to be able to
yeah,
share the vibrations and the energies that we have
right,
instead of someone draining it from you.
yeah,
It's a constant flow of give and take, give and
right,
take. It's not just someone taking.
yeah.
Whereas if this is a conversation where they're both giving great energy, you won't get tired.
Hey, I can feel that energy, man. That the vibe that you have, what you got going on, the energy that you bring to the table, um, it's very positive. It's very therapeutic, and you know, it's the perfect name. It gets stuck in your mind, like, okay, so what's going through my head, what's happening.
And
So
that's what. And listen, that's what it was. It was I was stuck in my mind for so long that would fit. The name fit. It
right.
was like stuck in my mind. Like, yeah, that's it. That's the name. That
Yeah,
is the name.
I
And
love it,
so
man. I
and so
love it.
and people like, where you get that name? I was like, listen, I've been stuck in my head, in my mind for so long
Yeah.
that it only felt right when I said that was the name of the podcast.
Hey, so just to on a small note for me, I was it sticks out to me because I was stuck in my mind for a long time, man. And I'm still in my mind too
You
sometimes.
still there's those moments you still get stuck. No, no, bro.
but
It's like,
but that's
listen,
what
we want to be
allowed me to
human,
talk about my problems and the things that I was going through, is because I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to voice it. And a lot of it was just going through my mind. And a lot of times, what's happening in your mind, it transfers to your body too. So your mind, your body, soul, your being, it all comes together as one. And um, the more light that you're able to bring to your mind, the more light you're going to have in your body, the more light you're going to be able to share with others. And that's what I'm all about, trying to provide that light when there's darkness, and to help people come out of that dark time that they're going through, the dark things that they're going through. And it's okay to be in your mind, man, but you want light in that mind, you know what I mean? And and what you do, it brings light to the community, it brings light to um us as a people, it brings light to the world. And so I appreciate being here, and I'm very thankful to be here. And um it's an honor.
bro. It's being able to just have people come. Listen, when I first started, it was
Yeah.
work, man. It was work. People wouldn't want to do the show. They were like, "Yo, how many episodes, or like how many downloads you get per episode?" Like
Right.
those are the first couple of questions I would get. It wouldn't be like, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be like yes, but now
Yeah.
it's to the point where I got people reaching out to me, wanting
Hmm.
to collab with me, sending me
Yes.
messages like, "Yo, I heard your podcast. I enjoy the content. Would
Yes,
love to
sir.
be on your show."
Yes.
And to be able to get people to actually hit me up compared to me hitting them up,
Yeah.
it's a great feeling.
That's
Especially
definitely a
after you
blessing,
being
right?
ghost, after you get ghost a few times, you like, oh man, nobody's gonna want to ever be on my show. But
Right. Yeah.
then when I switched my mindset and I switched it to the plot to the way I wanted to do it, to which is the way it is now, with me
Yeah.
producing positive content, not focusing on the negative aspect of life, and
Right.
focusing more on the positive things that we can do to create a better life for ourselves.
Yes.
The podcast started really, like, it was like a snowball effect.
Yes, sir.
And so it started going and going and growing and growing, and it's still growing. And to be able to speak to the people that I've spoken to, and have them come on and be able to share their stories.
Yeah. Well,
It,
I
it,
know, that I know people are concerned about the downloads. That's definitely a thing. I had, excuse me, I had a person that uh I was on their show, and they said, "Man, from having you on my show, my downloads went from 10 to like 150." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's So the downloads do make you feel good.
but you know what?
It makes you. It make
It
It's a sign of progression.
Yeah, no, it's growth. It's growth, man.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to come in here and do 10 million downloads.
Right.
It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
It takes me putting out content,
Right.
actually going on other podcasts and being a guest as well, because I have to promote my podcast. And that's how you do it, is by
Yes.
going on other people's show and attracting their audience as well.
Yes.
And be able to go and show who I am as a person, and hopefully they're like, "Oh wow, I like him. Let me go check out his podcast."
Yeah. So one of the things I do want to say is that I noticed that you work in editing and you work in books, and I was really happy to see that you were working on a book. What maybe a family member, I think you said, um, because I'm a writer and I'm putting out my books here coming up this summer, and I just I was definitely touched by seeing that.
Oh
So,
no, listen, okay, but now see, now I got to give a quick plug. So because
oh, you got to
this
plug
this is
again,
the
right?
book right here. This is the book right here that my nephew Anthony J. Gonzalez,
Yes.
he wrote it, The Plush Life from Prison to Peace. It's his story, is his growth and evolution, and to be able to help him put this out, it it was it was a great feeling to be able to help
Oh man,
him
I'm glad.
realize what his dream.
Yes,
And
sir.
because he was a self-published author, but
Right.
his first book what isn't up to par to what this book is.
Okay.
This book is really, we put a lot of work and effort into this book.
No doubt. Yeah.
And so to be able to help him realize his dream and put that out,
Yeah.
and him helping me realize my dream and help me build this brand and build what we're building together,
Yes.
it's great. It's to be able to have someone to share it with, and I've got a
Yeah.
great support system, man. I'm
Yeah.
blessed in that regard. I'm blessed to have an amazing support system of friends and family that support me.
Yes. And that's got to be such a wonderful feeling to be able to help somebody do that, because I'm gonna tell you, being an author is one of the hardest jobs, but being a self-published author is one of the hardest jobs out there, man. And so I can imagine, because I know all the work that I put into it, all the getting up at 4 in the morning and just trying to write things down and get things done. And then when you're dreaming about it, you want to get up and write it, and so you don't forget about what you're doing. Um, I know you guys put a lot of work into that, and I really admire that. And he should be grateful to have you, and you should be grateful to have him. And that's so beautiful, man.
Yeah, no, man, we're working hard on building something, man. Building
Yeah,
something for our kids, our grandkids, for his son and my grandkids and my kids,
that's what's up.
and just to be able to show them, like, listen, man, whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish. Like,
Yes.
if you find what you love to do, and that's what I wish everyone could find, their passion, can
Yeah.
find their purpose, because that's what a lot of people are lacking, is their purpose.
Yeah.
And so to be able to find my purpose has been, again, a blessing, and I wish everyone could find find
Yeah.
what they love to do, and
And,
find what makes them happy.
and you're good at it, man. So like, it's one thing to enjoy something, and it's one thing to uh just to be able to work on your craft, and I can see the progression, and you're definitely good at it. So if I can plug my book is called From Fear to
Oh no, wait,
Faith.
you get a second. You get, bro, you got, come on. You get a time where you get to plug everything. You get to plug your website, your book, everything,
Yeah.
man.
So
You skip the process, man. You going ahead of yourself, man.
yeah.
We're gonna play a
Hey,
quick game. We're gonna play a
I'm
quick game, and then you're gonna go plug away. All right?
all right. Okay.
All right, all right. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
so
I definitely appreciate the platform, though, man. It's so awesome to be here, and um, so I got the relationship book. It's called
okay,
100
again,
Once.
we're going ahead
I,
of ourselves, man. We're gonna play a
okay, all
game
right,
first, and then you get to plug away.
okay, all right. I stop.
Stop trying to take over my show, man. Stop trying to take over my show.
Okay, all right, yeah, I love it, man.
All right, all right. So it's
Hey,
called
it's
the
all
game
about
is
having a
called
good time, right?
Would You Rather. All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's see which one. All right. Would you rather have your head be too big for your body, or your hands that are too small for your size?
I'd rather have my hands small, too small for my size.
Because you can hide your hands, right? You can't hide that
Yeah,
big ass
because
head.
when you got that big dome, man, it's kind of like, oh man, like you can't hide that. You can put your hands in your pocket,
Yeah,
maybe, you
definitely,
know.
definitely. All right. No, I'm not gonna. That one's a little disturbing. All right. Would you rather have your most embarrassing photos posted on Facebook or accidentally fall in public and the video go viral?
uh, I'd rather, have them be in public and then have them go viral.
You rather fall in public and have that go viral because you don't know what those photos could be.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Like that, that's a better
At
choice
least
for me.
if you fell, you fell. Like, yeah, I fell and
Yeah.
bust my ass. Yeah.
Hey, so
So,
part of my story is that I've had double hip surgery. So, um, this winter in Michigan, I fell a couple times, and then when you fall, it's like when you have hip surgery, like you worry about, oh man, I got to make sure that I fall right, and then you kind of look around and you see if somebody's seeing you fall and whatnot, and and so yeah, falling's not that great, but
I live in Pennsylvania now, and
yeah,
we get some real bad snowstorms, and I've bust my ass a few times. So,
yeah, I think this winter I fell like 3 times, man. So yeah.
no, this one I didn't fall this one. I almost, but it's like it hurts just as bad because muscles start shifting all over the place when you're trying not to fall.
Oh man.
So, all
I
right. So,
felt it
next
for a
question.
week the last time I felt. I felt it for a whole week. Like, man,
Yeah. All
and,
right.
and
So,
like new stuff started hurting. So yeah.
would you rather fart in an elevator full of strangers or belch loudly while giving an important presentation at work?
Uh I think I'd rather fart in the elevator with the strangers and let them feel that and then be able to get out.
Yeah,
And then because with the
because
people
if
at
you
work, you
belch at
gotta
a
work with them
presentation at
every
work, you got
day.
to work with those people for like they got to be like, yeah, remember that day Duke
Yeah.
belched in front of everybody? Yeah, remember that? Yeah, so yeah,
Oh yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, that the elevator thing is definitely a better option because you can get out, walk out, and be like,
like
ah
yeah.
man, they had to smell that.
My apologies, people. My bad.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather be able to erase people's memory or predict their future?
Say that one more time.
Would you rather be able to erase people's memory
Hmm.
or predict their future?
Uh, that's a good question, man. I like that one. That's a hard one. I think I would rather erase memories.
Because then you can help them get rid of the bad memories.
Yeah.
You know what
That
I'm saying?
I
Because
mean, because
predicting the future, you really don't want to know if when somebody's gonna die or anything like that. So
yeah,
me personally, I'd rather be able to erase their bad memories or
yeah,
whatever.
because once you do that with the memories, it's all good. But once you start predicting the future, people go out and try to change the
Change it,
future.
yeah.
So they might do some rash things, or they might do something that they shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like,
All right, but then Duke, we're done with the questions. But now, now is the time for you to plug away, brother.
oh, okay, yeah, no doubt. And I got that earlier. I was just, but yeah, uh, um, Fear to Faith, a book about my story, a book about um, overcoming addiction, overcoming obstacles, overcoming childhood trauma, and just basically an uplifting story about my life, starting from the beginning all the way to that current, um, uh, to the end of that, and moving forward, um, therapy, counseling, family, um, just a very positive story that will uplift you and be able to encourage you to keep on going, keep moving, and forgive, love people. So I'm all about that. And then 101 steps to a successful interracial relationship. I've been in an interracial relationship, and I have an interracial daughter. and it's something I wrote that was very dear to my heart because I've been through a divorce. So it was like, okay, I need to go through um, what I've been through and talk about, those experiences and whatnot. So, yeah.
All right, website, anything? You didn't promote your Instagram. You didn't
Yeah.
Bruh,
So you
come
can
on, you got to plug away,
you can
man.
catch me at Duke Lott, the Duke Lott on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. I was on TikTok, but I got rid of that for a minute, and I'll probably jump back on, do some things. But LinkedIn, Duke Lott, and just working, man, trying to get it done, trying to help as many people
That's
as
where we
possible.
linked up. That was LinkedIn, right?
Pardon?
We linked up through LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, yep, yes sir, yeah. That's it's a great site. And
Oh no, listen, I love LinkedIn. I've made a lot of connections. I've made a lot of. It's great for networking. It's definitely great for networking to be able to network with people. And
yeah, on LinkedIn, I try to stay away from anything social or whatnot, and try to keep it business. Try to keep it clean to where it's it's all about BI and just trying to connect with people that's trying to spread messages and be as positive as possible.
all right, but don't leave just yet. After I do my shout outs, we're gonna chat a little bit more behind the scenes, talk about some of the things we was talking before the show. But
Yes, sir.
but yeah,
Hey.
now it's time for shout outs. Big shout outs to my Real Wise fam, Bobby J, Brandy J. Love you guys. Big shout out to the boss lady, Fina. Love you, baby, and appreciate you. Big shout out to the Duke Lott for stopping by and showing love. And as always, a big shout out to all the essential workers out there. God bless you. Be safe. And you know how your boy Wise does it. Peace out.
Thanks for listening. Listen on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and TuneIn. Find us on social media on Twitter at @wise_b_blunt, Instagram at @wise_b_blunt, and a Facebook fan page, www.facebook.com/wise76. Check back soon for new episodes. Until next time, peace out.